Mazeda, J&M Support Coordination Services.
Good morning. My name is Melissa Mazeda, and this is my buddy Tim, who's with me today. And my company provides support coordination services to adults and children with developmental disabilities who are on the iBudget waiver program in the state of Florida. And there are some other folks who are with us today here that you can see in support of the waiver program. And I thought about what I really wanted to impress upon you today, and that is that the waiver program has meant a lot to many people. It has been a lifeline for some and a lifesaver for many. And people with developmental disabilities are a unique segment of the disability population. In Florida right now, currently, there's about 4.8 million people who have been identified as having a disability, but less than 62,000 with a developmental disability. So it's definitely a smaller group, a more unique population or unique segment of a disability population. And because it's a small demographic and because it's a quiet demographic, and there's no fancy lobbyists, it's easy to overlook this particular demographic. And I would like to bring some attention to that. I'm very concerned about the state of the waiver program that Tim here receives services on and other people that are here in this room at this point. It seems that this program is actually on the verge of collapse because it has not been adequately supported over the years. And there's now a managed care pilot program that is going to be running parallel to the waiver program. And a couple of months ago, the Florida Bar Association Elder Law section put out a pretty concerning list of comments that they had regarding this particular program. But they said that they have deep concerns about using this model and the same managed care plans for persons with developmental disabilities. And what they're referring to from that is that there was a lawsuit against the state of Florida that had been going on for about 10 years, that there was a decision rendered this summer. And it was about Florida warehousing medically fragile, developmentally disabled children in nursing homes in the state. And it actually wasn't Florida that did it. It was the managed care companies that Florida contracted to that did that. And now the pilot program has allowing these same companies to be able to bid on this particular pilot. And ACA did a presentation last week in front of Chair Harrell's committee, and it was on the 15th, and they said that they are, with this pilot program, they're introducing a risk corridor, which minimizes the risk to the managed care entity that gets the bid. And if the client actually costs more in services, that there's a tiered approach for the state to pay the managed care entity so they don't lose money. And meanwhile, the waiver providers have been operating at a deficit for years. They said that the care coordinators, which is the caseworkers that will be working on the pilot program, will have a caseload of 1 caseworker to 28. Meanwhile, the support coordinators on the waiver program have caseloads of 43. He also stated that the managed care program will set rates to pay providers more than the current waiver system. And I've already been receiving phone calls from providers in Hillsborough County because there isn't the intention of rolling out the pilot in Hillsborough County in addition to Miami-Dade. Managed care programs have already been approaching these particular providers on the waiver program. So they're looking to siphon some of these providers off of the waiver program onto the managed care program with offering more money. And this is definitely not okay. That is completely inequitable and it's unjust. And the Agency for Persons with Disabilities that oversees this program just left about over $800 million on the table the last couple of years that could have been allocated to people with developmental disabilities to help clear that wait list that everybody's been talking about. There's about 22,000 people on that wait list, and APD, there was more than $800 million that was left over the last 2 years that could have gone to helping to clear that wait list. And the waiver program is an excellent program. It is definitely designed well. It can really assist the people that need help to remain in their homes in the community. It just has been adequately supported over the years. And the last true champion with power in this state that really was behind this program and the people of it was Jeb Bush. And from 99 to 2007, he stayed very engaged with this program and the people of it. And since he left office in 2007, it has just, continued just to atrophy. I know. I'm actually, the last thing I wanted to say was to please support legislation to have APD included in the Social Services Estimating Conference. That will at least help to have an independent body to really be able to take a look at what's needed for the program. Thank you.
Thank you. And Tim, thank you. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you.